I'm a writer. I do a lot of journalism work for Jewish-related causes. I am a descendant, not a direct descendant. I have great aunts and uncles, great-grandparents, second cousins, who are all victims and survivors. 90% of them are Hungarian. I'm Hungarian. Some are living in Israel, most of them are still in Hungary, and some are in New York. I grew up in a family that never discussed the Holocaust. You never brought it up. You never talked about it. I don't recall having ever a conversation with my parents, grandparents, uncles, ever, not once, to discuss what happened. Just that some died, you don't bring it up, and that's the end of it. I started to get in touch with Hungarian relatives that I'd never met before, that my own father had never met before. And within a year, we had a family reunion scheduled in New York where they were coming from all over the world. And one of them was in his 80s, and he was in Auschwitz. And he was a grave digger. And he told me the story at the reunion, and he was crying. And I was speechless, and I just said, I don't know what to say. I don't know what I can do. And he just looked at my two daughters, Madeline and Ava, and he said, tell them. Promise me you'll tell them. We had to first define what makes a survivor. Of course, anyone who lived in Nazi-occupied Europe under persecution from 1938 on. But then there's some that escaped before 1938 that were still part of the Nuremberg laws, still suffered terrible anti-Semitism. So we didn't want to be in the business of ruling out survivors, but we had to set some kind of guideline. So we decided that it was anybody who was alive during Kristallnacht, which was the most famous. Kristallnacht means night of broken glass, the most famous invasion. That's really when people were literally taken from their homes and had no idea what was happening. From that moment on, for the most part, what ties them together was being completely comfortable and at home in Poland and Hungary and Germany, being nationalists and feeling assimilated with their non-Jewish neighbors. And we've had several that say, we weren't Jews, we were Germans. I mean, we were Poles. We didn't say we're Jewish, you're Christian. We're all Polish, we're all German. There was such a sense of pride in their countries, such a sense of love among each other. Their stories are the same in that they were completely just taken by surprise, stunned at what was happening, not by the Nazis, by their neighbors, by their teachers, by their doctors, that one day they were best friends and 2 weeks later they were dirty Jews. I hear the murder of children. I can't get through it. I can't stomach it. I have children. The pain, the displacement, the loss of home, the hunger, the cold. There was a woman today who said, I wasn't a child, I was 12. I was 12, I wasn't a child. And I thought, oh, you were a baby, 12 years old. You know, these people grew up so fast to have children that came home from school one day and their homes were gone and their fathers were gone and their mothers were crying and their whole life changed and was never the same again. I did want to know about the camps. I wanted to know about what happened, where, what dates, who was there. But as a mother, as a human being, as a Jew, I wanted to know where they thought God was. I wanted to know how they went to sleep at night. 60 years ago, it would have been me. My 3-year-old would have been murdered and my 8-year-old would have probably been taken to a camp. And that would have been the end of it. Every one of them talked about hunger. Every one of them talked about fear, betrayal. Again, not by the Nazis. The Nazis were animals. We're talking about the people that were once people and became animals. The Jews have come back and they have survived and they have told their children and their children's children and they're still telling it. And we're gonna make sure, I'm gonna make sure that my children know about it. Holocaust actually means sacrifice. A lot of Jewish survivors did not want to refer to it as the Holocaust because they said it means sacrifice. They chose not to sacrifice. There was actually a couple that we met a couple days ago in Nashville that said they don't have to tell each other about the Holocaust because they can be together and they can experience it and feel safe with each other without ever having to talk about it. Because there was a bonding there that surpassed words. And there's real power in that. In 20 years, they won't be here anymore, none of them. And their stories have to be told. Some of them feel that no one cares anymore. Some of them feel that, yeah, it's happened, it's in the past, why bring it up? I hope they felt, well, I'm glad I did that. I feel good about doing that. I really hope they felt that way. What they've had to go through, I could spend the rest of my life listening, and I'll listen as long as they want to talk. They've earned that.